John Hill, candidate for Mr. Tennessee State University.
Hello everyone, I'm Samantha Thomas. I am a junior dental hygiene major from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm a candidate for Miss Tennessee State University for the 2014-2015 academic school year.
Good afternoon, my name is Andre Rees. I'm an agribusiness major from Atlanta, Georgia, and I run for SGA Vice President.
My name is Darren Bragg. I'm a junior business administration major, and I'm running for the position of Mr. Tennessee State University.
Okay, my name is Markel Lewis, and I'm running for the position of Student Government Association President.
Amethyst Stevens, a third-year health sciences major from Kankakee, Illinois, and I am running for the position of Miss Tennessee State University 2014-2015.
Okay, well, my name is Alonzo Furtick. I'm an art graphic design major with a concentration in architecture from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am running for the position of Vice President of SGA.
My name is Lauren Thomas. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I major in mass communication with a concentration in integrated marketing and a double minor in Spanish and psychology, and I'm running for SGA Vice President.
Leadership is influence. Leadership is not a position, a title, an affiliation with an organization. It's purely how you can influence someone to move positively.
My definition of leadership first comes from being able to follow at one point. You can't just always start off leading. You got to be able to follow sometimes to learn stuff. So leadership comes with being humble, being ready to learn, being ready to work, and most importantly, being able to listen.
Leadership is being able to connect with everyone, but yet still lead and have a positive impact on everyone you interact with. You can be a leader for the wrong reasons. You can be a leader just to actually benefit people. So being a leader, you have to stand for something as well as affect everyone around you, make them want to better themselves each and every day.
My definition of leadership would be someone who thinks about the rest of the team before themselves. My personal definition of leadership involves especially leading by example, someone that not only tells people what to do, but exemplifies that through their actions as well.
Definition of leadership. Many people have it misconstrued when a leader says that go do this or go do that. I was never that kind of leader, and I think most people in Collegiate 100 are the people who observed us know that I was never that leader to point fingers and say, you all go do this. I was always that leader saying, come on, we're gonna go do this. I'm that headstrong person that's pushing and paving a way, and with the body behind me and with my organizations behind me, with my friends behind me, we can push and make this better. So paving the way, it's not always pointing, it's always pushing and paving the way for the people to come behind you, so that way it'll be easy and they can see your vision.
My definition of a leader is someone who is selfless, someone who is willing to take initiative, but also inspire and motivate others as well. And I would also have to say a leader is someone who not only leads, but value the opinions of other people as well.
The definition of a leader is simply attaining the characteristics of being humble, being patient, and being well organized. If you're humble, patient, well organized, I think those three characteristics really just take you, to that next level. All those leading to different, aspects, whether that's, excitement, how much you can sustain at a certain point in time. It just defines you as an overall individual.
A leader is someone who does not put their own expectations on other people's shoulders and understands that not everyone is the same. But if you work together with everyone's strengths and weaknesses, you can get so much done.
What makes me the best candidate for running for the position of Mr. Tennessee State University is the fact that I understand both sides of the student, that being the student who is involved and the student being uninvolved. Because for half of my tenure here at Tennessee State University, I was not involved in any way, shape, or form, just went to class and went back to my dorm room. And for the other half, I've been in SGA and very involved on campus. So I understand both aspects, and therefore I can better serve the campus as a whole.
First and foremost, I think Amethyst is a great candidate as well. I think we both have worked for our university and we've served to full capacities. But I just know that what makes me a good candidate is that I love this school. I feel like if anybody walks away from a conversation with me, they just need to know that Samantha loves TSU. And I feel like this school really deserves a leader that's going to work. And that workforce is driven by compassion for this university. And I think I'm very diligent in my work, and I just really work hard for what I believe in and what this school needs. And I think that's what really makes me a good candidate, is that I can be a very queenly figure, but also be really ready to work.
The best candidate as far as vice president, you have to be able to not only interact with organizations, but also as well as the students and the administration. Being an SGA this year, I got a chance to deal with the administration as far as seeing how the ins and outs go, requisitions, along with that nature. And being a student, I've been here 3 years out of state, too, which is kind of high. It's just something about TSU that keeps me coming back. So being a student, being passionate about my school, want to see changes, I feel like that alone makes me one of the best candidates.
I think one thing that makes me not necessarily the perfect candidate, but the best candidate would be throughout my matriculation through Tennessee State University, I've seen every aspect of Tennessee State University, whether it's being that I was a part of the band my freshman year or being a part of SGA my junior year. I've seen, like I said, every aspect of what Tennessee State University has, and I didn't necessarily come in as somebody who had everything together. Like, I failed all my classes my freshman year, but I brought it back up, and I'm here now running for Michigan Tennessee State University. So I think that's one thing that makes me a great candidate, is that I can speak from my experience to help other people get to graduation as well.
I think the thing that makes me the best candidate is the simple fact that I've been wanting this position for so long. I've known since my freshman year, when I was elected Mr. Freshman, that I wanted to do great things at this university, and I seen things that were wrong, and I knew that this university needed someone to possibly move and push all the student body as a whole to a greater length. So from that time, as my freshman year, I joined numerous organizations. I met many friends that made sure they humbled me. They made sure that they put me in the right position to make sure that whenever this position does come and whenever it is time for me to run for the position, as of now, that I am prepared as all. And they made sure they strengthened my weaknesses and made sure that I knew and understood what it took to actually uphold this position.
What makes me the best candidate for the position that I am running for is because I am a genuine person, I am hardworking, and I really care about the betterment of Tennessee State University.
Separating myself from other candidates, I believe is my, variety of humility, in one word, variety of humility. I think you can be humble in different areas, or you can attempt to be humble in different areas. But I guess me specifically is that I'm humble, in my everyday approach. I don't really have any type of arrogant or pompous feel to anything. Not saying the other candidates do, but that's just one trait I know about myself that I believe in. I believe in my name, my character, how people look at me. So I try to remain humble in the most aspect I can.
I believe that my willingness to go the extra mile, not just for a specific type of constituency, I really try to get the basic points of everyone's point of view. So it's not just that I'm trying to leave everyone out. I realize that we have such a wide range of students here at the campus that it's an interest for me to try to figure out what they need to.
My definition of Mr. TSU is somebody who is correct and morally sound, somebody who is a leader in the traditional sense as well as the figurative sense of the word, somebody who's academically sound, someone who holds the substance as well as the style to be Mr. Tennessee State University and uphold the male face and male image on campus.
My definition of a Miss Tennessee State University is that one who is TSU's number one fan, one who knows about the history, one who has ideas for the future, and one who just works hand in hand with the whole student body.
A vice president, my definition would be vice president, they deal with General Assembly. So dealing with Erica Smith, interviewing her, she just basically told me that the vice president is in charge of organizations as far as conducting activities, interacting with them, holding daily meetings, holding everyone accountable, being objective, not showing any favoritism. So to me, a vice president will have to be one who can get along with organizations as well as come up with innovative ideas for the school.
My definition of a Mr. Tennessee State University is someone who is, of course, a leader, but also someone who is transparent and relatable, someone who is not afraid or can go up to a student and talk to them about any issue that the student is having. Also someone that is visible on campus, someone that the students actually can relate to and see every day, and the students can see themselves being that person.
The SGA president lays the foundation. He lays the vision and the plan for the university and for that administration. With that being said, I need to make sure that going into SEC week, I know exactly what I want to do. So my motto and my plan for SEC week is taking TSU to the big leagues, covering all the bases. Now each base is something different. First base is academics, GPA, retention, study abroad, taking TSU to the big league. So at that base, we need to make sure that we're competing on a global standpoint with academics, on a global standpoint, not just at TSU. It's okay to have a 3.5, but I mean, here that's great. But at another university, everybody has 3.5. So what are you doing to make sure that you're better than someone else globally? The next base is pride and school spirit, I'm sorry. So when it comes to school spirit, many people go to basketball games and they wonder why we're not supporting our team, or we go to football games and I can't get people to actually cheer with me whenever I have that pride. So just making sure that whenever people say my favorite team, people understand that my favorite team is Tennessee State University, because these are our friends and they need our support. And then the last one is community service. And when it comes to doing community service, once your home is together, once your university is together, once everyone that sees this university sees that this is a strong university in the Nashville community and globally as well, they understand that we can go out and do service in the Nashville community and helping out other people that don't have the same opportunities that we may have and may not start with places that we have started from. So just covering all the bases when it comes to taking TSU to the big leagues.
In my own opinion, Miss Tennessee State University is a woman who motivates others. She is a leader. She is not only just the face of Tennessee State University, but she is a visible queen. She is a queen here who is really here to inspire and better Tennessee State University as a whole.
The SGA vice president is pretty much the backbone, I believe, of the student body. You have the SGA president, who is the face of the student body, who really pioneers and gives direction towards the student body, and is the main, and pretty much consists of the main speaker. Now, the SGA vice president is involved for getting everyone together, is involved for in charge of making sure everybody is on their P's and Q's at all times. So they're pretty much that backbone. So when it's time for the president or any other position to make a move, everything is kind of, in order and in sync.
Personally, a presence, someone that someone knows about, not because of their popularity, not because of what they've done, not because of who they know, but what they believe they can get from them. Not out of them, but someone who can actually produce results, whether or not it's what they intended, just like how someone prays for something. It might not be what they thought they wanted, but it might be what they needed. So someone who can produce results.
What made me want to run for Mr. TSU? Actually, in all honesty, it was the influence that I could have on the campus. I feel like Mr. Tennessee State University is a very vital position, and if held by me, I can impact so many different lives, male lives specifically on the campus, and motivate people. That's why I'm running for the position of Mr. Tennessee State University.
So I wanted to run for Miss Tennessee State University because, to be honest, Tennessee State University wasn't my first choice of a school. And once I finally realized this is where I'm going to go, I'm going to be here, I said if there was anything that I didn't like about the school, I was going to do everything in my power to change it for the good. So that's what determined me to run for Miss Freshman my freshman year, and I succeeded and I won that position. And I really came under a great queen. Ashley Taylor, she really had a huge influence on me, and I really saw how she worked for the student body, and I was really able to learn a lot from her. And also, I was raised by a former Miss Tennessee State University. My mother was Miss TSU 1981, 1982. And so I feel like Big Blue just really runs through my blood, and it's in a queen position is just such a beautiful thing to have on this campus, and it's really just the highest position anyone can have. And you know, it's just a very humble position to have, I feel like, and one where you can really, really serve your school to the highest capacity.
Like I said, after dealing with Erica, she told me that the vice president was in charge of organizations. That alone just kind of gave me inspiration, because I know organizations, D9, 9D9, service, they all affect our campus. And I feel like being in charge of them, having a great impact, you can lead TSU to a better and brighter future that we all want to see. So being the vice president, interviewing with her just showed me that that's the route I would like to take.
Since I've came to Tennessee State University, even before I came to Tennessee State University, Mr. TSU was something that I wanted to be. Of course, my reasons for it have changed. I think one thing that I really wanted to be before I got here was just the glitz and glamour of it. But as I've matriculated and grown from being here at this university, I've realized that Mr. TSU is not about me. It's not about Miss TSU, it's about the students, and it's about being a Mr. TSU that will improve the campus, improve the students, and make TSU better.
Well, first off, I would like to say Miss Tennessee State University is such an esteemed title. And my decision to run for Miss Tennessee State University came from my campus involvements and my opportunity to serve in Student Government Association that allowed me to serve TSU. I feel as though my time serving TSU is not over, and by becoming Miss Tennessee State University, it would allow me to serve TSU to create a better impact.
It was a passion to have kind of that two-step purpose. Like I said, dating back to me doing Mr. Sophomore. I had a very interaction. I came to TSU with a very interactive and social touch. And so I did that through that pageantry aspect of Mr. Sophomore. So I tried to take it up to the next level of being more so of a business side leadership. Everybody sees Alonzo as this social guy, very happy, whatever. But I want to show people that it's also a business side. And when it's time for business to be taken care of, business will be taken care of. And hopefully for the next semester I may be here, I'll probably come back again with another position.
From the past SGA vice presidents, I saw something, and I realized that it was just not a power type of leadership, but it was more of what could they get done through their position. And I believe that I have the same quality. It's not necessarily just having the position just to have it, but it's what can you get done with the people that are trying to run with you, not just by yourself.
What you can expect from me is consistency, consistent programming, consistently representing the university in the manner of which it should be, and consistently upholding specifically the male population to a higher standard throughout the school year.
The first thing that is really my goal is for everyone to have a Miss Tennessee State University that they know personally and that they feel like they can really relate to, because Miss Tennessee State University, she is the face of the university, but at the same time she has to represent. TSU has over 8,000 students to almost 9,000 students, and it's kind of like you want her to be able to see a little piece of every student within her. And so that's the number one thing, is that I really want the student body to know that I'm with them, I'm there with them, and I represent them, and I want people to know that I'm here for the school. And next, I want them to know that they will have a really working queen in me. I've been an SGA since I've been a freshman here at Tennessee State University, and that's one thing that I've really, really loved being a part of at the school, because I've learned how to work for my school diligently. And so I want people to know that they can approach me. You want to have an approachable queen, because at the end of the day, you want to represent your constituents very well. So definitely those are my top two things, is knowing that they have a queen that's really for the students and wants to represent them correctly, and that's going to work.
One of the things that I really would like to focus on in the academic school year, if I'm elected, is really focusing on the male image here at Tennessee State University. It's definitely been one of the things that since I've got here as a freshman, I've noticed that the women typically carry the school. They kind of carry the weight of the school on their shoulders, and the males kind of sit back, some slack, a lot don't come back after freshman year. I've definitely noticed that as being a resident assistant in Watson Hall, the retention rate of our residents is very low. So that's one thing that I definitely want to tackle. And like I said, when I came in freshman year, I failed all my classes my first semester. And I feel like that's one thing that I can use to help motivate the male population that don't necessarily do good their first year to keep pushing and to make it up and do better.
One thing that they can expect is that Student Government Association will uphold all the potential things that they need to do. So for example, many people say that SGA is not well seen, or people really don't know who are those elected positions. They can expect us to be in their dorm rooms during freshman move-in, be in their dorm rooms on Wednesdays, be in their dorm rooms on Thursdays and Fridays and every other day, just to let them know that this is who we are and we're here to help. I want the student body to also know that this is a two-way street. This is not a one-way street. If we come asking you problems and what could we do to fix it, please let us know. I'm trying to make sure that the university understands that these positions, they are put on a pedestal. And when they're on that pedestal, it kind of makes it hard for us to do our job. Please do not put us on that pedestal, because I was in the same financial aid line as you. I was in the same Watson dorm as you. I was in the same Chick-fil-A line as you. So just understand that we need you all's help, and that the only way that we can get better is if you're better yourself in helping us.
If elected to become the next Miss Tennessee State University, the 74th administration and the student body can expect a queen who is not only the face of Tennessee State University, but a queen who is visible, a queen who is here to inspire and to motivate others, to serve as a mentor to younger individuals, and also a queen who is really here to work for the betterment of Tennessee State University.
It's not so much what people expect, it's pretty much what people want. I think it dates back to when I was Mr. Sophomore. I was always a people person. I always about the people. So whatever they expect is what I expect. If they expect a better administration, I expect a better administration. More excitement, I give more excitement. But primarily the goal of Vice President, of course, is more concentrated towards General Assembly and organizations. So you can definitely expect more organizational involvement and more students join the organization. That's the primary goal.
A leader as well as a follower. I would do everything in my power to see what I can get to the students and be very honest with what I cannot get to them. But I will do my best to get my way around whatever is stopping me, because I don't believe in obstacles, I believe in obstacle courses.
If I could describe myself in 3 words, it would be intelligence, diligence, and perseverance.
First, I would say very caring. I really care about TSU. It's in my heart what happens at this school and what goes on at this school. And I care about anybody that's around me and anything that can affect somebody. The next, I would definitely have to say diligent. I really work hard in everything that I set my mind to. I work hard for it. And the lastly is determined. When I set my mind on something, I become very determined to do everything in my power to make sure I can reach that goal or come very close to it as possible.
The 3 words that I would use to describe myself is self-motivated, creative, and determined. I say self-motivated because a lot throughout my life, I haven't always had a group of people behind me. I haven't always had a lot of friends or people always constantly telling me, how great I can be or what all I can do. Most of the times I had to motivate myself to get to the places that I wanted to be. I say creative just because I think my mind is one of my greatest attributes, just because I love to think. I'm quiet a lot, so a lot of times I'm in my head and I'm just thinking of the future and what I can be in life. And then I said determined because no matter what you do in life, you have to be determined. You have to be able to push yourself because obstacles will come up. Even when running for this position, obstacles came up and I had to be determined and keep pushing in order to get here today?
The first would have to be humble. When I first got here, a lot of people thought that I gave the perception off that I was cocky, and that's the last thing that I want to do. I was just prideful, and I wanted to do so much, but many people knocked me off that pedestal really early with Collegiate 100, with other friends as well. They made sure that I understood that you're good. That's understandable, but how good are you if you're not influencing anyone? So that's why I'm here trying to influence everyone, let them know that it does not matter where you start from. It's always how you finish. So humble is always a good one. And then the next one is prideful. I love this university. When people go out and when they see me, they know that I hold my head high when I speak of the pride that I have with this university. People need to understand that it's not TSU, it's Tennessee State University. It's not an abbreviation when we leave from here. We say TSU here, but people don't understand that how much pride we have in our university. So prideful is one thing that I always have. And then the last thing is just happy. And I think a lot of people just need to walk around this university with a smile on their face, asking people, how are you doing? A young lady, I said, how are you doing to her earlier, and she was like, nobody ever told me that today, and she was having a bad day. And just simply asking people, how are you doing, saying that, hopefully I brighten up your day. Just being happy to one another and creating that family environment, because that's the same reason why I chose to come here, because people actually cared about me. People actually cared about what I was going through, or people actually cared about some things that I may need help with. So just being happy and spreading that warmth throughout the rest of the university.
If I could describe myself in 3 words, I would definitely have to say I am a conservative person, I am hardworking, and I am genuine. I use those 3 words because I am conservative and reserved, but I'm still relatable and approachable. Hardworking because when I'm designated tasks, I do whatever I can to complete them. And genuine because I really am an honest and compassionate person.
Leadership, character, faith.
Honest, dedicated, and trustworthy.